Chaitanya Lila Vistar Karino Do Nityananda Padabja Karunarena Bhushito Yakta Chano Budachincho Vavande Vyasadupino Shri Guru Gaur Gandharva Govindas Chaganai Saha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarvesham Karunartino. So we're continuing with Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are in the Antya Lila chapter 3. Yesterday we were hearing this conversation between Mahaprabhu and Srila Haridas Thakur about how Mahaprabhu is going to save the whole world, moving and non-moving living entities. And Haridas Thakur, Mahaprabhu is inquiring from Haridas, and Haridas is giving answers, and then Mahaprabhu is astonished, how can he know this? This is, something hidden. And we concluded with this verse stating that the devotees, they, through their love, they can always perceive the Lord. They're able to understand the Lord and see Him. So we can pick up from there. Tobe Mahaprabhu Nija Bhakta Pasha Jaya Haridasar Guna Kohe Shatamukha Hoya. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to his personal devotees and began speaking about Haridas Thakur's transcendental qualities as if he had hundreds of mouths. Bhakter gun kohite prabhur badoye ulas Bhakta gana sheshtatate Shri Haridas. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu derives great pleasure from glorifying his devotees. And among the devotees, Haridas Thakur is the foremost. Haridasir gunagan asankhya apar keho ko nam shevarne nahi pahi par. The transcendental qualities of Haridas Thakur are innumerable and unfathomable. One may describe a portion of them, but to count them all is impossible. Chaitanya Mangale Shri Vrindavan Das Haridasir Guna Kichu Kodiyachan Prakash. In the Chaitanya Mangal, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has described the attributes of Haridas Thakur to some extent. Sab kaha na jai Haridasir Charitra Keho Kichu Kohe Kodite Apana Pavitra. No one can describe all the qualities of Haridas Thakur. One may say something about them just to purify himself. Vrindavan das jaha na koilo varnan Haridasir gun kichu shuno bhaktagan. O devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please hear something about the qualities of Haridas Thakur that Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has not described in detail. Haridas jabe nija griha jaga koila bena pole van baje koto din rohila. After leaving his home, Haridas Thakur stayed for some time in the forest of Benapole. So we're rewinding here. Haridas Thakur. Maybe Haridas Thakur was born in Bangladesh, I think, right? In what was East Bengal, I think so. So he, as we know, he was born into a Muslim family, but he was attracted to, Krishna Nam, and so we're kind of back rewinding to his early years, when he's just leaving home. And he leaves his home, and he must be a young man. He is a young man, because there's some description of him later as a very handsome young man. So he's just leaving home, and he goes to stay in a forest called Benapole, which I don't know what it is. Okay, here's a purport here, that the village of Benapole is situated in the district of Jeshore, which is now in Bangladesh. Okay, so he was born in Bangladesh, or East Bengal. Benapole is near the Bangoan station, which is at the border of Bangladesh. Okay, we can continue. Nirjanvane kutir kodi tulasi sevan lachi dine tin lakshanam sankirtan. Haridas Thakur constructed a cottage in a solitary forest. There he planted a tulasi plant, and in front of the tulasi he would chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times daily. He chanted throughout the entire day and night. Brahmaner gore kore bhiksha nirvahan prabhave sakalo koroye pujan. For his bodily maintenance, he would go to a Brahmin's home and beg some food. He was spiritually so influential that all the neighboring people worshipped him. So just seeing him, everyone can see this is not an ordinary person. Like also, when we hear the descriptions of Madhavendra Puri, we're also struck by that, that he has a dream of the Gopal deity. And he's a wandering mendicant. He doesn't know anyone very well wherever he goes, and he's in Govardhan, and he has Gopal appears to him in his dream and tells him, "I am here. Please come and rescue me." And so when he wakes, then Madhavendra Puri announces to all the villagers, "Please come and help me. There's a deity hidden in a particular location." And it's quite impressive how he's able to round up the whole village. Like they don't know who he is. They can't be sure that he's genuine. But and it mentions also he had very great spiritual influence. So persons of that, like we also experienced with Srila Gurudev, just to be in his presence, it was undeniable. What type of spiritual power and energy he had. Se deshadyakshanam Ramachandra kan Vaishnav vidveshi se pashanda pradam. A landholder named Ramchandra Kam was the zamindar of that district. He was envious of Vaishnavas and was therefore a great atheist. So some type of governor or of that area, some governing position. Haridase loke puje sahite na pade tarapaman korite nana upay kore. Unable to tolerate that such respect was being offered to Haridas Thakur, Ramchandra Khan planned in various ways to dishonor him. Kon prakare Haridase chidra nahi pai, Vishagane hanikode chidre upai. By no means could he find any fault in the character of Haridas Thakur. Therefore, he called for local prostitutes and began a plan to discredit his holiness. So this is something that is very common. You want like we hear in the political arena, right? Different parties they'll send spies to the rallies of their opponents, to try and secretly record, to try and catch them if they say something, that's not politically correct, something that will upset people, and then they'll broadcast it, all over the news, the internet, you see how bad they are. They want to find something, or blackmailers, they want to find something bad in somebody. Maybe someone has a very good image, but if you dig into their past, you'll find something to discredit them. But he tries to do that with Haridas Thakur, but he can't find anything. There's nothing dark in his past, nothing false, because the world is full of hypocrites who say one thing or preach one thing, but in terms of their own conduct, they're doing something completely different. so, isn't always so difficult to find. There's one, Srila Sridhar Maharaj was telling of, I don't remember if it was Srila Sridhar Maharaj who made told this particular story, but they were speaking of someone who, he was had some type of following in India, like a pseudo-spiritual type of guy, and I think he was a disciple of Srila Saraswati Thakur, I'm not sure, but he just became bogus, and he would smoke, he smoked, and somebody asked him, I don't remember if it was Srila, they were discussing, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he said what I do remember Srila Sridhar Maharaj said is, I already threw him in my dustbin. I threw him in my dustbin. And the devotees were like, well, he's very lucky to be in your dustbin. That's good sukriti for him if he can be in any connection with you, he's fortunate. But one story someone told, maybe Srila Sridhar Maharaj or maybe one of the devotees there, was that somebody asked him, how is it that you're smoking? This is against, the teachings that you're supposedly following. And he answered, oh, that is only for public, not smoking. In private, it's okay. What I'm doing in public and what I'm preaching in public, that's completely separate from what I do in my private life. It's okay. No problem. But no, that is not correct. We must ourselves sincerely, follow and practice. And according to the degree that we ourselves are following, so much, so we will have so much potency in our conveying of the message. Because it's not a mental transaction, it's a spiritual current that we're trying to connect people to. So the more that we ourselves are adhering to that current, the more we will be graced as an instrument and we'll be able to connect and inspire others. So anyhow, Haridas Thakur, he's spotless in his character. He has no black spot in his past or present behavior. So this Ramchandra Khan, he's frustrated, he's disappointed, he can't find anything wrong. And rather than just being happy and celebrating that he's a genuine sadhu, there's nothing duplicitous about him. Rather he thinks, oh, I need to discredit him some way or another, so I'm going to frame him. This is what people resort to. If they can't find anything wrong with someone, then they'll frame them. They'll try and make it seem as if they've done something wrong.
Srila Gurudev, we used to emphasize the point of not to be a hypocrite. To be always sincere in our practice. Because otherwise it's just a show.
Yes. Yes.
False.
Yes.
Show.
Yes. And nobody will be benefited by that. So now Ramchandra Khan has called for a local prostitute.
Why is he so upset about him?
He's envious because he's become famous. Haridas Thakur because he's so spiritually powerful, all the local people, they're worshipping him, and they're glorifying him. And Ramchandra Khan, he's like the head of that district, and so he's just envious, He doesn't want him to have so much fame or so much power. Envy doesn't always have logic. Just that, we want to be important and we can't tolerate that somebody else is important, Not so, there's not so much rationale there. Vishakha ne kohe vairagi Haridas, tumi sab karo ihar vairagya dharmanash. Ramachandra Khan said to the prostitutes, there is a mendicant named Haridas Thakur. Also, it's more than one. Oh, yeah, local prostitutes. A group of them. All of you devise a way to deviate him from his vows of chastity. Vishagan mojek sundari juvati se kohe tindine haribotar mati. Among the prostitutes, one attractive young girl was selected, so he chose like the most beautiful. I shall attract the mind of Haridas Thakur, she promised, within 3 days. She's very confident of herself. Kan kohe mor paiko jog tomar sane, tomar sahite kachatare dorije noane. Ramchandra Khan said to the prostitute, my constable, means policeman. People don't say it's a very old-fashioned word, constable. Do you know that word? Yeah, it means policeman, but it's not used nowadays. My constable will go with you, so that as soon as he sees you with Haridas Thakur, immediately he will arrest him and bring both of you to me. So this is like the equivalent of a modern day framing. Well, you'll set someone up to make it appear as if they're performing a crime, and then you have like hidden cameras or police, waiting. Or someone who's like waiting to like call the police, So he has his policeman waiting. Vesha kohe mor sanga ho ke kabar. The prostitute replied, first, let me have union with him once. Then the second time I shall take your constable with me to arrest him. Ratri kale se veshya suveshtodia haridaser vasai gelo lasita hoya. That at night the prostitute, after dressing herself most attractively, went to the cottage of Haridas Thakur with great jubilation. Tulasi namaskari Haridaser dware jaya, gosayere namaskari rohila dandaya. After offering obeisances to the Tulasi plant, she went to the door of Haridas Thakur, offered him obeisances, and stood there. Anga ugadia dekai bosila doyade kohite lagila kichu sumador swade. Exposing part of her body to his view, she sat down on the threshold of the door and spoke to him in very sweet words. Thakur tumi parama sundar pratam jovan tomadeki konnadi dorite pareman. My dear Thakur, O great preacher, great devotee, you are so beautifully built, and your youth is just beginning. Who is the woman who could control her mind after seeing you? Tomar sangam lagi lubda moraman, tomana paile pran najai dharam. I am eager to be united with you. My mind is greedy for this. If I don't obtain you, I shall not be able to keep my body and soul together. Haridas kohe toma korimo angikar, sankhya nama samapti javad naho yamar. Tavatumi bosi shuno nam sankirtan, nam samapti hoile korimo jeto marman. Haridas Thakur replied, I shall accept you without fail, but you will have to wait until I have finished chanting my regular rounds on my beads. Until that time, please sit and listen to the chanting of the holy name. As soon as I am finished, I shall fulfill your desire. So he's very clever, he's a great devotee, but he's also like streetwise, he knows how to deal with people. He's very intelligent. It's like with a child, if they really want something and you just say, no, you can't have it, then they're going to be really angry. They're going to be really upset, But if you tell them like, okay, tomorrow, or okay, after I do this, then they'll be pacified, they'll calm down. And also, like if you it's like, you have to humor someone, or you may have to do that in certain circumstances. If you just like outright reject or dishonor someone, then they're not going to let it go. Like Srila Sridhar Maharshi gave a very nice comment on this, that if somebody wants some respect from you and you don't give it to them, then they will like haunt. They'll be haunting you, like a ghost. They'll be haunting after you. They're going to be like holding this grudge, like they want something from you and you're not giving it to them. So that will create some trouble or some difficult atmosphere. But if you just make some compromise, or say, you can say no, but in a clever way, like Haridas Thakur here. Then you diffuse that tension, And also it's kind of like leaving it up to Krishna. Like you're not directly dealing with the situation, you're like avoiding it in some way and trusting Krishna will do the rest. Krishna will make some circumstance to help you, get out of this. Krishna will help. We are confident of his protection. Etta shuni se vesha bosiya rahilo, kirtan kore Haridas pratakal hoilo. Hearing this, the prostitute remained sitting there while Haridas Thakur chanted on his beads until the light of morning appeared. Vachakal deki vesha utiya cholilo, sab samachar jai kanare kohila. When she saw that it was morning, the prostitute stood up and left. Coming before Ramachandra Khan, she informed him of all the news. Ajiyamangikar koriyache vachane kaliyavasya tahar sange hoibe sangame. Today, Haridas Thakur has promised to enjoy with me. Tomorrow, certainly, I shall have union with him. Adodin lachi hoile vesha ailo, Haridasa tare bahu ashwas korilo. The next night, when the prostitute came again, Haridas Thakur gave her many assurances. Kalidukka paila para naloi ba mor, avasha korimo ami tomayangikar. Last night you were disappointed. Please excuse my offense. I shall certainly accept you. Please forgive me. I could not, fulfill your desire. I will definitely do it tonight. He's being very diplomatic. And remember also, Haridas Thakur, he's always the perfect example of Chinada pi sunichena. He never loses his cool, Even to this is, he doesn't need to show respect to this woman. But even to her, even to someone who is so undeserving of respect, then, she's deliberately coming to discredit him. But even to her, he is, showing her honor. Tavadiha bosi shuno nam sankirtan, nam porna hoile porna hobeto marman. And also you have to think he's so compassionate, like how compassionate. He's way beyond any issues of struggling with his senses. He's situated on such a higher level. So for him, this is just sad. He's feeling compassionate. He's feeling sad for this woman. And rather thinking, how can I help her, So now he's telling her, please sit down and hear the chanting of the holy names until my regular chanting is finished. Then your desire will surely be fulfilled. No, she's coming to make trouble for him. He's, compassionate upon her. Tulasire tanke vesha namaskara kori dware bosi nam shune bole hari hari. After offering her obeisances to the Tulasi plant and Haridas Thakur, she sat down at the door. Hearing Haridas Thakur chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, she also chanted, "O my Lord Hari, O my Lord Hari." So, she's beginning to feel the influence of Haridas Thakur. Rachi shesh hoilo vesha ushimishi kore tariti deki Haridas kohen tahare. When the night came to an end, the prostitute was restless. Seeing this, Haridas Thakur spoke to her as follows. Kotinam grahan yagya koriye kamase e diksha koriyachi hoilo asi sheshe. I have vowed to chant 10 million names in a month. I have taken this vow, but now it is nearing its end. Aji samapta hoibe heno gyana chilo samastarachi nilo nam samapta na hoilo. I thought that today I would be able to finish my performance of yajna. I tried my best to chant the holy name all night, but still I did not finish. Kali samapta hobe tobe hobe brata banga swachande tomar sange hoibe kasanga. Tomorrow I will surely finish, and my vow will be fulfilled. Then it will be possible for me to enjoy with you in full freedom. Veshagiya samachar kanere kohilo arodin sandhya hoite Thakur tahi ailo. The prostitute returned to Ramchandra Khan and informed him of what had happened. The next day she came earlier at the beginning of the evening and stayed with Haridas Thakur. Tulasi ke Thakurake namaskara kori dware bosi nam shune bole hari hari. After offering obeisances to the Tulasi plant and Haridas Thakur, she sat down on the threshold of the room. Thus she began to hear Haridas Thakur's chanting, and she also personally chanted Hari, Hari. Nam purna hobe aji bole Haridas, tobe purna kodimu aji toma bhilash. Today it will be possible for me to finish my chanting, Haridas Thakur informed her. Then I shall satisfy all your desires. Kirtan korite aiche rachi shesha hoilo, Thakur der sane veshar man firi gelo. The night ended while Haridas Thakur was chanting, but by his association, the mind of the prostitute had changed. Dandavat hoya pore Thakur charane, Ramchandra Khaner Kata Koiloni Vedane. The prostitute, now purified, fell at the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur and confessed that Ramchandra Khan had appointed her to pollute him. Vesha hoya mui pap koriacho apar nipa kori koromo adame nishtar. Because I have taken the profession of a prostitute, she said, I have performed unlimited sinful acts. My Lord, be merciful to me. Deliver my fallen soul. Thank you. Thakur kohe kaner kata sabami jani agya murka se tare dukana himani. Haridas Thakur replied, I know everything about the conspiracy of Ramchandra Khan. He is nothing but an ignorant fool. Therefore, his activities do not make me feel unhappy. It's very, very nice. I always remember this. He is nothing but an ignorant fool. Therefore, his activities do not make me feel unhappy. So this, this is like a little, this is like a little, maybe puzzling for some, let's say it like that, like, because I know he's ignorant, he doesn't bother me, And of course, this is the heart of the Vaishnava, that ignorance is something that one will feel mercy towards. It is like, thank you, Didi. It is like a child. If a child does something wrong, then it doesn't bother you that much. It may even be something, comic or endearing. But if someone is, if somebody is more mature, the point is that if somebody is knowledgeable and enlightened about spiritual truths, and they go to do something wrong, then that's very bad, But if somebody's just ignorant, their upbringing, their education, or whatever, they've been like, raised within a particular environment where they haven't been exposed to a higher way of being, then we can't really blame them. It's like there's different ways of dealing with criminals. There's the method of just punishing them and putting them back in prison, which doesn't really achieve very much. And there's a huge percentage of criminals who, after they're released from prison, they're again readmitted for another crime. But then another method is to try to enlighten them, to try to teach them, to try to integrate them in society, and to help them become, better human beings. Because ignorance is not a crime, actually. So it shouldn't bother us. If an ignorant person is behaving in an ignorant way, then why should we be disturbed by that? Like that, that expression, a dog will bark, but barking dogs, it doesn't warrant that much attention. A dog, it's the nature of a dog to bark. It's not like, oh my God, the dog is barking, But in the same way, if somebody is behaving in a dysfunctional way, then rather than just, blaming them and trying to, fight with them and accuse them, we should see this is the result of ignorance. They're behaving in an ignorant way. So I should have some compassion and some understanding of why are they behaving like that, because of a particular set of experiences they had, because of their upbringing, because of a lack of education. Then that will change our approach to it. Rather than I want to punish them, rather it's how can I help them. So this comment of Haridas Thakur is very, very nice. He is an ignorant fool, so his activities, they do not make me feel unhappy. What else could I expect from someone like that? Srila Gurudev, he told of one incident when there was one senior devotee in the Math in Navadvip who Gurudev found out he was stealing things from the temple. I'm not sure exactly what, maybe money, resources, or both. And then so he was doing this for some time, and then Srila Gurudev found out about it. But he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. He let it go on. And then that devotee, he found out that Gurudev had found out, and he started to feel terrible. He started to feel very guilty, very bad. And the fact that Gurudev wasn't saying anything, that made him feel even worse. And so finally, he went to Gurudev. Gurudev's silence. So sometimes silence is even more powerful than responding, because then it reflects back on that person, and then they have to, why am I not being disciplined? I've done something wrong, and my caretaker, my superior, is not saying anything. They're just being silent. Then the wrong that they've done, it comes upon them more forcefully. It can be like that. So anyhow, he went to Srila Gurudev and he said, "Oh, Gurudev, please," or I don't know what he called Srila Gurudev, but Maharaj, please, punish me, say something, I've done this terrible thing and I'm so sorry. And Gurudev told him, "No, I will not say anything to you." And he said, "Because you are an old devotee, and you know what is right and you know what is wrong. If you were a new devotee, that would be different. Then I would correct you, I would explain to you. But you already know, so what can I say? You already know what's right and you're still doing what is wrong. Then what can I say, I'm not interested in just I enjoy, disciplining people. I enjoy punishing people. The idea is to enlighten people's consciousness so they themselves can make informed decisions about what they're doing. And they can, out of their own free will, choose to follow the proper course of action. But you already know, you've already been taught. You have some discrimination, and you're deliberately choosing to not do the right thing. So then what's the point, What can I say to you? It's very, magnanimous approach. And, broad, loving. Actually we have to come to that point of taking responsibility, Not that we're being monitored all the time and we're expected to check in with our teacher all the time, but we should have some sense of responsibility ourselves, that, I'm doing the right thing because I want to do the right thing. Okay, can read a little bit more. Sedin jaitame stancharia, tindin lohilan toma nishta lagia. On the very day Ramachandra Khan was planning his intrigue against me, I would have left this place immediately. But because you came to me, I stayed here for 3 days to deliver you. Wow. Vishakha he kripa kori koroho upadesh ki mor kartavya jate jai baba klesh. The prostitute said, "Kindly act as my spiritual master, instruct me in my duty, by which I can get relief from material existence." Thakur kohe gore dravya brahmane korodan, e gore asi tumi koroho vishram. Haridas Thakur replied, "Immediately go home and distribute to the Brahmins whatever property you have. Then come back to this room and stay here forever in Krishna consciousness." Nirantar nam lao koro tulosi sevan, vachirata bhabe tobe Krishna charan. Chant Krishna Nam continuously and render service to the tulasi plant by watering her and offering prayers to her. In this way you will very soon get the opportunity to be sheltered at the lotus feet of Krishna. Eta boli tare nam upadesha kori, Utiya cholila Thakur, boli hari hari. After thus instructing the prostitute about the process of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, Haridas Thakur stood up and left, continuously chanting Hari, Hari. Tobe se Vesha Guru Agya loilo, Griha Vitta Jeba chilo, Brahmane redilo. Thereafter the prostitute distributed to the Brahmins whatever household possessions she had, following the order of her spiritual master. Bhattamuni ek vastre rohilo se gore, Nachi dine tin laksha nam grahana kore. The prostitute shaved her head clean in accordance with Vaishnava principles and stayed in that room, wearing only one cloth. Following in the footsteps of her spiritual master, she began chanting the holy name of Krishna 300,000 times a day. She chanted throughout the entire day and night. Tulasi sevan kore charvan upavas, Indriya daman hoilo preme prakash. She worshipped the tulasi plant, following in the footsteps of her spiritual master. Instead of eating regularly, she chewed whatever food she received as alms, and if nothing was supplied, she would fast. Thus, by eating frugally and fasting, she conquered her senses, and as soon as her senses were controlled, symptoms of love of Godhead appeared in her person. Prasiddha Vaishnavi hoilo parama mahanti, Boro Boro Vaishnavta Darshane Tejanti. Thus the prostitute became a celebrated devotee. She became very advanced in spiritual life, and many stalwart Vaishnavas would come to see her. Veshar charitra deki loke chamatkar, Haridase mahima kohe kori namaskar. Seeing the sublime character of the prostitute, everyone was astonished. Everyone glorified the influence of Haridas Thakur and offered him obeisances. Ramchandra Khan, so his whole plan just completely backfired. Instead of discrediting Haridas Thakur, instead he's made him more famous. Now Haridas Thakur is the guy who's so powerful that he even changed a prostitute who's engaged in the lowest type of work. She became a great devotee by the influence of Haridas Thakur. So his plan completely backfired. Ramchandra Khan aparad bija koilo, se bija viksha hoy agate folilo. By inducing a prostitute to disturb Haridas Thakur, Ramchandra Khan caused a seed of offense at his lotus feet to germinate. This seed later became a tree, and when it fructified, Ramchandra Khan ate its fruits. And then we'll hear of how he came to commit offense directly to Nityananda Prabhu. It's a good place to stop. So we hear this a few times in Chaitanya Charitamrita, a seed of offense. What is the word used there? Aparad bij. So it's something to contemplate. Also it's used in regards to Ramchandra Puri. He commits offense to his spiritual master Madhavendra Puri. And then later, and that's described also as a seed, which later fructifies, and he ends up committing offense directly to Mahaprabhu. So in the same way, we have to always be checking ourselves, because we may have particular tendencies, or we may behave in certain ways which are not such a big deal, not so big, but if we don't check that, then it can grow into something bigger. Or we may we may have some, bad feeling for some Vaishnav, and if we allow that to like grow and develop, then it can turn into something more serious. Or we have some particular tendency, maybe some critical attitude which we may have towards a particular devotee. If we allow that to go unchecked, then that may be expressed in connection with a higher devotee, and in different ways. These things can in the beginning maybe seem not so serious, but they can grow and develop. So we have to, when those weeds start growing, we have to uproot them. We have to be attentive that, Bhakti Lata Bij, that Bhakti Lata, that creeper is growing, and there's also so many weeds in the form of different mental tendencies that we have. And we have to be alert, and keep an eye on those things. So, introspection, self-awareness is important for our practicing life. Every day, at least once a day, before we go to bed. Like the Christians, they do prayers, right? Before you go to bed, you pray, right? So we can pray like that. We can look within ourselves and think, what did I do today? Like Gurudev said, like a spiritual report card. What did I do today that was good for my spiritual life? What did I do today that was not good? What type of mentality did I have? This needs to be adjusted, this needs to be fixed, this needs to be removed, this needs to be added. It's a science, and so many elements that need to be considered. And then, we can, with the torchlight of Guru's grace, we can, because actually we need grace to be able to even observe. That is the scary thing about just being in complete ignorance, that you're not even aware of your. But then you are in a place to receive mercy, because the worst thing is if we've heard the teachings, we've been warned, we've been advised, and and then that's considered more serious, as we've just heard these examples. We've been told, we've been educated, and we're not, actually applying that. Then it is more of a serious thing. And if we cannot see where our fault is, we can pray to Guru to please, reveal that to us and help us to overcome such things. Okay. Any comments, anyone? Saraswati, you want to add anything?
You can also think about how can we improve our service as well. How can we serve better, isn't it? To put more focus.
Yes.
Because it becomes kind of like a robot. You do things.
Yeah.
But we need to be a bit more focused when we do our service. Try to put a bit of heart into our service. And how can I do it better? Because sometimes it becomes so
mechanical.
Yeah, mechanical. And you're cooking, and then maybe some thoughts comes, and that to feed those thoughts, you have to really put your focus into your service. Isn't it? It's very easy to get distracted. So many things, so many people, and then easily the mind is wandering to the wrong idea, the wrong place. You know what I mean? It's easy.
Yes.
But again, bring back your mind to this with the right consciousness. We're trying. We're always trying. Everyone is trying, isn't it?
Yes. Right. Well, Radharani, you didn't sing. Would you like to sing?
Hare Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Hare Namaha Krishna Yadavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha
Govinda Radha Srivastava Vishakha ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Hari